Oh boy, I heard some things about Elon Musk and Hassan Piker. What's going on in the news? What happened? Tell me about it, Rev. I really need to know. We're getting right into it, man. Let's go. Went to the wrong monitor. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So it looks like there's some major trouble a brewing for Hassan Piker. So over the past couple of days, there's been a lot of calls on social media putting some heat on Twitch.
He's actually fucked this time, guys, for sure. 1000%.
Amazon, its owner, and also the CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. This comes in wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination that was fueled by political violence. And a lot of people are turning to these platforms and their owners and saying, what are you going to do about people like Hassan Piker who have been spreading hateful rhetoric on your platform? Are we going to stop this sort of thing from radicalizing people?
Yeah, remember when the left was banning right-wing influencers because of their hateful rhetoric about COVID? It was just about COVID. This is actually people calling for violence and wishing death upon people. And nothing's happening to them. The fuck is going on? It's almost like demons are operating everything.
And it's getting pretty serious. At this point, a lot of tweets are going viral. In fact, some very influential people are now responding and directly calling out Twitch and Jeff Bezos. And this couldn't happen at a worse time for Twitch. Right now, they're not even profitable. I've wondered for a long time why Amazon even puts up with them. They don't even turn a profit. And that's because of their horrible infrastructure and their horrible marketing. Nobody wants to sit on this platform that's filled with a lot of garbage, quite frankly, and watch 15 ads before they can even view 1 minute of a stream. And
you know why they don't do anything? They don't care. It's because Twitch is a legacy platform. They bought it and they gotta use it. It's like cable TV companies. Like, they keep the cable TV shows on even though they're losing money. Well, except for, what was it, CBS? Fired Stephen Colbert.
And like I said, they're not profitable. Their CEO, Dan Clancy, said this back in 2024, and things have only gotten worse. In fact, right now, Twitch's viewership across the platform is the lowest in 5 years. They're doing like pre-COVID numbers at this point. It's looking really bad. And right now, with everything going on in
pre-COVID numbers, because everything's moving back to normal.
Wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination and people trying to go out there and start cracking down on violent rhetoric being spread on social media. People are looking at Dan Clancy and his connection to Hassan Piker, who he has consistently praised for speaking what he believes.
Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hassan Piker, who has 2.5 million followers on the platform. I like the frankness and the bluntness, Clancy said. He's comfortable saying what he believes.
And he shouldn't be comfortable saying what he believes, because what he believes is terrorism.
Yeah, apparently speaking what he believes contains a lot of very hateful things that are, well, quite frankly, concerning. But yesterday or 2 days ago, I talked about an article that Hassan Piker was a part of, where he was talking about Charlie Kirk, and he was saying that now he fears political violence and he wants to turn down the temperature, which is incredibly ironic coming from him. And in that video, I showed about a dozen different...
And he's not going to turn down the temperature. He's just going to keep saying the same shit that he's always said. The right needs to turn down the temperature, or else we're just going to keep killing them.
Examples of Hassan Piker making calls to political violence. You can watch the video if you want to get the specific examples. But yeah, it's not looking good for him. He looks like a hypocrite. And since then, he's come out with a flurry of articles where these platforms are hosting him and basically making him the center of attention in this situation, allowing Hassan Piker to basically be the arbiter of truth for Charlie Kirk. And you can see it's filled with a bunch of narcissism, and that is as expected from him. And a lot of people are criticizing him for doing this. It seems like a very desperate attempt at PR, because he knows right now there's a lot of heat on him, and he's trying to make himself as a guy who rejects political violence, despite his well-documented history of doing the exact opposite of what he's saying. And now he's mad and going after other people for quote unquote farming this stuff like the soulless husks they are. And guess what he does after that? He contributes to another article. Yep, this time with the New York Times.
Yeah, everybody's saying good things about Charlie Kirk. You're grifting. You're grifting on Charlie Kirk. You didn't like Charlie Kirk. I can't believe all these people, they're all coming out saying good things about Charlie Kirk. They're all just doing it for the views, doing it to make money. Yeah, okay.
Titled, I was supposed to debate Charlie Kirk. Here's what I would have said.
No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have said any of this that you're about to say because you don't know how the conversation was going to go.
Yeah, you were supposed to debate Charlie Kirk. Well, Charlie Kirk's kids were supposed to have a dad. I don't know how this guy can make it any more about himself and be more melodramatic.
Everybody grifting, and he's the one grifting. How about that? Who'd have seen that coming?
About this. And again, in this one as well, he ends up calling out political violence again and tries to condemn it. We know it's a bunch of hypocrisy and a chance for him to save face, which people are not buying. And really the true intentions of what he's saying about the man is coming out. It seemed at first he was trying to show some sort of shock and horror about the situation, but over the past couple of days, it's turned into non-stop attacks, especially on people supporting him or even condemning anything that's happening.
Yeah, he's like the anti-good because all the good people are watching all the good clips about Charlie and they're saying good things about him, and they're all watching all of the people say bad things about Charlie, and they are like, hey, these people need to be put in jail. And Hassan Piker's on the other side of the aisle seeing everybody say good things about Charlie, and he's like, hey, this isn't good. All these people, they're violent. You see how violent they are? They're calling for violence. We should kill them.
In fact, it's shown right here. Hassan was literally seething because the New York Yankees held a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. This upset him greatly.
Holy f***. Yankees held a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Kirk founded the youth activist group Turning Point USA and had become a fixture on college campuses. Bro, the right dominates our politics so aggressively. I mean,
what?
How can you...
Dude, I find it hard to not see just post after post after post of leftist freaks. What are you talking about? You see what his chat says? See what his chat's saying?
How can you look at this? I mean, how can you look at this and see anything else? Yeah, youth activist group. Stripping its ideological convictions of all of its meat. Until
the fuck are you talking about?
Right-wing activists with a youth group.
Together.
Yeah, look at this totally normal guy getting upset about someone getting a moment of silence at a sporting event. And by the way, for those not familiar, there have been countless major sporting events all across America and the world as well that have also held moments of silence. So I don't know if Hassan's just not seeing that, but there's also vigils all over the place.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just wants to rile up his audience for them to do violent things.
One that was just insane to show the level of influence. There is a clip of hundreds of South Koreans in English chanting, "We are Charlie Kirk." And you can like his views or not, but you can't deny his influence and how this assassination has opened a lot of people's eyes. And a lot of people have had a very intense reaction to this. It's not just the wackadoos on social media making threats and encouraging further political violence. A lot of people are mourning and commemorating and at the very least condemning what's going on. But Hassan Piker is very upset about that. And he's upset that he doesn't have the influence this guy had.
How about that?
He's just seething about it. And it really shows his true colors right here. But again, a lot of people are calling him out on social media. There are countless posts, compilations of all of his crazy statements over the years, making a demand to Twitch to do something. You can see Tectone sharing one of the many videos he's been sharing about Hassan recently. But something interesting happened here. So Madam Savvy would quote that and say a ban would not be enough. She wants Dan Clancy to step down and Twitch to make a public statement about this and maybe even a third-party investigation into how he's allowed to curtail their rules so much.
I wonder where they're making money, too. Because they got to be getting money from somewhere. And not all of it's going to be where they're getting money from, because obviously, like if Twitch is not profitable, where are they getting the extra money if they're losing money on it? I wonder if they're taking funny money from somewhere in the Middle East.
And also, she was saying down here, she might actually make an account and just read off Hassan quotes and then endlessly play it back until it gets banned for his own words for glorification of terrorism. It actually sounds like a great idea, very funny one. They would definitely ban it, 100%. They don't even care about being viewed as hypocrites at this point. But there was another development. Elon Musk would reply to that previous quote.
That's crazy.
Saying, "What's up here, Jeff Bezos?" Directly tagging these.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos doesn't care. He wants this stuff to happen. He's a billionaire, multi-billionaire. If the world's in chaos, that just helps him.
CEO of Amazon, who owns, of course, Twitch. And it's getting an incredible amount of attention, and this is a pretty crazy thing to see. Again, you don't have to like Elon Musk, but he's obviously an influential man, and directly calling out Jeff Bezos in the name of Hassan Piker and Twitch is a wild thing to see. And who knows if we'll actually get some action. But
yeah, nothing's going to happen, at least not right now.
There have been some cooler heads to prevail, or so we think. Here's Jenk, who is making some tweets trying to condemn people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and condemning further calls for violence.
Fucking tectone, man.
And saying, hey, I talked to some right-wing friends today and realized one of the biggest problems is that they're only seeing the crazies that are saying disgusting things about Charlie Kirk.
That's because the crazies are the most popular. The crazies run the news organizations. The crazies run a lot of the top streams on Twitch and other platforms.
And then Tectone says, the biggest problem is your effing nephew. That's right. This is Hassan Piker's uncle. In case you didn't know, this guy's from the Young Turks. He's a political commentator. And yeah,
they're all full of shit. Every single one of them, even Cenk Uygur, I think is one of the better leftists, but still garbage, evil piece of shit.
The Nepo baby accusations are very, very real when it comes to Hassan, and it's very ironic for him to be trying to make these calls for peace and to condemn the crazies out there, but then he says nothing about his own nephew, and he's very aware of this. All of his posts are being flooded with this stuff, and he's a hypocrite as well. I watched this section from the Rubin Report where they were playing clips from him, of him mocking Charlie Kirk just years ago when he was attacked by Antifa, and he said he was smiling because Charlie wanted to be a martyr so bad. Well, now he is, but he couldn't
Disgusting, man.
You can see he got very
like, how could you say something like that?
Upset about hearing his own words, and even said, "That's not me," with a, reacting to a recording of himself. It's crazy. But also, we have this.
He wants to be a martyr so bad. How about instead of talking people out of becoming martyrs, we talk people out of making martyrs?
Right here. He's saying, I'll work with anyone on the right to appeal to our better angles. Well, you should start by firing people like this. This dude works for them, and when J.D. Vance said, say a prayer for Charlie Kirk, he quoted it and saying, did it work? He said, I'll be honest, I'm not seeing any evidence to suggest his neck didn't just do that on its own.
Wow. Holy shit, man. Nothing's going to happen to this guy. He's still going to be at the company. Like, they don't actually give a shit. They're just trying to save face.
Another one saying it's a fake, false flag initiative, and he's on Epstein's Island right now. Pretty insane and disgusting things. I don't know why you would ever employ someone like that, but if you want to really start kind of crossing the aisle, so to speak, I think getting rid of this maniac is
They won't, because it's a lie. They're lying. They think that they're with everybody else. They're just saving face, so they don't get in trouble.
Probably the first start. But overall, this is something that's very simple. If you cannot condemn acts of political violence and calls for it, you're in the wrong. This is really a breaking point for a lot of normal people have seen.
Dude, we better be careful with this shit because China's going to end up making their own version of Twitch and putting it in America. TikTok is already a fucking problem. A lot of these freaks are on TikTok. Nothing's being done about it. And if they make their own Twitch, Twitch is dead.
Those around them act like literal demons over this situation, of gone completely mask off. And again, I'm sorry for talking about this days and days in a row, but this was a major event with massive implications for the future. And now people are really going out there and trying to hold people accountable in legal senses for crazy things they've been saying, for stirring the pot, for not only saying violent rhetoric or calls to violence, but allowing it in your communities, allowing it to fester to the point where anyone with those crazy beliefs feels comfortable doing stuff there. It's just just a lot of things going on right now, and I think it's worthy of being talked about. And yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below.
My thoughts are, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think things are going to happen. I just don't think anything that we want to happen is going to happen. I think everything is going to get much, 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 much worse. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications. I'll see you in the next one.